is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my Blu-ray DVD update for April 5th, 2017. So, yep, still working on my wish list from 2015. I've got 10 movies to show you, all from 2015, all horror movies, basically my horror haul for this past month, the month of March. Yeah, 2015 was a good year for horror, I think, especially compared to last year. I didn't think 2016 was very good at all. So anyway, let's get into it. So up first, we have Cooties. Not a great film, but pretty fun movie starring Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson, and Alison Pill, set at an elementary school where all the kids turn into rabid, feral, flesh-eating zombies. Yeah, good fun cast, some good gore. Not a great film, like I said, but I still enjoyed it. Yeah, cool little movie, I thought. That is Cooties. Alright, up next we have Crimson Peak, co-written and directed by Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, fantastic looking movie, just a gorgeous film. Love a good gothic horror story. Really good cast. Mia Wasikowska, Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston, and Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, Mia Wasikowska plays a young girl who gets sort of swept off her feet by this mysterious gentleman who takes her back to his family home, which sits upon a sort of bed of blood red clay. Yeah, like I said, gorgeous looking film. Great costumes, really good performances. I didn't love it. I did enjoy it. The look of the film, like I said, is fantastic, and Del Toro is a great director. I like the ending. Yeah, just a really good film, Crimson Peak. Alright, moving on, we have The Gallows. Yeah, interesting little horror film set in a high school where 20 years ago a tragedy struck during a school play. Of course, a play about a hanging. Boy died unexpectedly. And then 20 years later, the school is reproducing the play to honor the victim. A couple of students break into the gym at night, sort of to sabotage the set. And then, of course, all sorts of ghostly and weird things start happening to them. Yeah, some good sort of creepy atmosphere is what I liked most about this film. Some good effects in parts. Not a great cast, not very memorable, but still a pretty enjoyable film, The Gallows. Alright, up next, we have The Green Inferno, written and directed by Eli Roth. Yeah, really interesting film about a couple of college students who join some student activists who travel down to the Peruvian rainforest to stop the deforestation of the Amazon and protect the native people. Of course, after they're successful with this, their plane crashes, and then of course they get captured by the very natives they were trying to protect, who of course are cannibals. Yeah, really gory, like that first scene where they get captured and then they're sort of dismembering the big black guy for the feast after they first get captured. That's a pretty gnarly scene to watch as the other kids are sitting in that little cage watching in horror as their friend gets butchered. Yeah, not a great film. Again, like I said, some good gore, some good blood. And there's certain moments that don't really make sense. At one point, I think one of the girls escapes, and you see her trip, and looks like she falls into a canoe or a boat, and then you never find out what happens to her the rest of the film. Did she die? Did she get recaptured? Did she escape? You don't know. Yeah, good looking film. The sort of natives are covered in blood. Yeah, the red skin. I don't know if it's from all the blood from all the the people they've been eating over the years that's sort of turned their skin red. But yeah, good looking film, good gore, sort of trademark Eli Roth. but not a great film, The Green Inferno. Alright, up next, probably my favorite horror film of 2015, and that is It Follows, directed by David Robert Mitchell. Yeah, really interesting film, sort of taking the concept that if you have sex in a horror movie, you die. The cliche from most slasher films, if you engage in sexual relations, you're gonna end up dead. Yeah, about a young high school girl has a sexual encounter with her boyfriend, and then finds herself being followed, tormented by, yeah, interesting looking people. The rest of the film, really cool film. Yeah, some unexpected twists and turns. Just an interesting concept overall. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was terrific. That is It Follows. Up next, another one of my favorite horror films of 2015. Great Christmas horror, new classic, and that is Krampus. Yeah, really cool, fun film about a young boy who sort of gets disillusioned with Christmas, and he and his family have to fight off this evil spirit, sort of the anti-Santa Claus. Yeah, good fun cast. Adam Scott, Toni Collette, David Kirkner. Yeah, really fun, great looking film. Of course, you got the creepy German grandmother who tells the story of this legend, this dark spirit. Yeah, just a really cool film. I enjoyed it. It was a blast from beginning to end. Krampus was loads of fun. Just a great new Christmas horror film. I thought Krampus was fantastic, along with It Follows, probably my favorite horror film of 2015. Alright guys, moving on, we have The Lazarus Effect. Yeah, starring Mark Duplass and Olivia Wilde, Sarah Bolger, Donald Glover from Community fame in Atlanta. Yeah, not a great film again. About a bunch of medical students experimenting with bringing back the dead to life. What could go wrong with that? And of course, Olivia Wilde accidentally dies during their experiments, and of course her fiance, played by Mark Duplass, wants to bring her back. But of course that brings terrifying consequences. Who wouldn't want to bring back Olivia Wilde back to life? Let's be honest. Beautiful actress, good actress too. Yeah, not a great film, has its moments. Don't really remember much about it, to be honest, except those basic points that I laid out. But that is The Lazarus Effect. Alright, up next, yeah, sort of a disappointment if you ask me, and that is Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. Of course, huge Arnold fan, have been for a long time, and I like Abigail Breslin. Big fan of her since Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah, it's an interesting film, set in the Midwest, of course, during a deadly zombie epidemic. Abigail Breslin plays the daughter of Arnold. She's infected with the virus, and he does everything he can to protect her from the authorities as her condition gets worse and worse. Yeah, very sort of anti-action horror zombie film, as opposed to shows like The Walking Dead. Much more drama based, which is kind of where I think this film sort of failed. It has an interesting premise, and it does some interesting things. The performances are good by Arnold and Abigail Breslin, but I don't know, it lacked a lot of sort of energy and drive that sort of has to drive these sort of zombie horror films, if you ask me. Interesting film, but not a great film. That is Maggie. Alright guys, moving on, we have Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Yeah, the sixth Paranormal Activity film, which, yeah, this franchise has gotten pretty tired by now, and I think thankfully this was the last one that we'll get. I'll be honest, I do like the first Paranormal Activity a lot. I know a lot of people hate that film, but I've always liked it, and I like bits and pieces of the second and third films. But once this franchise sort of devolved into where at the end you have sort of this witches coven and everybody ends up in the house and they all get sort of bent out of shape, if you like, and all that kind of dark forces happen in those houses with those witches. That's where this franchise sort of goes off the train, if you ask me. Goes off the track, if you ask me. So basically 4, 5, and 6 are all pretty worthless. But I have them all now. The Paranormal Activity franchise. The only cool new thing about this film was you actually saw the apparition, the demon. Obviously, that's why it's called the Ghost Dimension. You actually see the ghostly appearance in this film, which is like the only cool new thing about it. But in the end, yeah, the Paranormal Activity franchise has run its course, to say the least. So that is Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. Alright, last but not least, yeah, a cool film that I liked a lot, and that is Victor Frankenstein, starring Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. Of course, Daniel Radcliffe plays Igor, who works at a circus, and Victor Frankenstein sort of feels sorry for him, sort of rescues him from this wretched existence to become his assistant. Yes, this film is definitely more about the guys instead of the Frankenstein's monster. It's about Victor, it's about Igor. The film is mostly told from Igor's perspective. I really like the energy of this film. I thought the performances were really good. Sort of the madness that Victor Frankenstein delves into trying to create this monster, and Igor's view of it. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Sort of different for the whole Frankenstein legend. But yeah, like I said, I like the performances the most. James McAvoy was really good, as was Daniel Radcliffe. So that is Victor Frankenstein. So those are my 10 horror films from 2015. Let me know what you think of these movies, if you've obviously seen them by now. Yeah, like I said, 2015 was a decent year for horror movies. It Follows, Krampus were fantastic. Last year, when I do my horror haul for 2016, it won't be nearly as extensive as this one, because there's only a couple horror films from 2016 that I think I liked or tolerated. So anyway, thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.